There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts, just like winter.
New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
Knicks.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Hey, party people, it's the New York Knicks podcast, episode 304. We are back. I know we've been getting some complaints that we took a little long for this episode, but it'll be totally worth it.
When we talk about nothing. It's the off season, and that means we are off season also. So every other week, do some more Brink episodes, and we'll be back with regular more often when the Knicks come back with regular more often news. Jay, have you ever taken a 5-hour energy during work?
No, I have not. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I had in my head, I was like, hey, I'll take a 5-hour energy shot, and then I'll be like really productive. I've been thinking about doing that for a long time. So the other day, I saw one for it was like $2.99. I was like, oh, not that expensive. I downed it today before work. They should rename it, instead of 5-hour energy, it should be 5 hours feel like shit, but you're awake. Anyway, we have that interview, right?
Yeah, we have see, this is why it took so long. We had to lock down our exclusive interview.
It's actually exclusive contract negotiations. Mm-hmm. Not a current Knick, but a former Knick is in heated negotiations. Cut to it, Jay.
Hey, it's JR here. 1 second. Just,
JR, you really have to do that at contract negotiations? You know, the league tests for that stuff.
Yeah, I've only gotten caught twice.
Yeah, so here, representing the Cavaliers, I'd like to say that we really appreciate you opting out and not taking the $6 million.
Yeah, that was part of my plan because you guys are now going to give me a 4-year, $40 million contract.
Right. We gave almost everyone else in the squad a max deal, and we're paying like $130 million this year. So
right,
we were
so
thinking
my turn for a max.
So 4-year, $5 million. I think that's the league. Maybe the six. Actually, it might be 4-year, $6 million because I think under league rules we can't pay you any less
per year.
No, actually we're hoping a 4-year deal, $6 million. But we have the option every month to just cut you and not give you any more money.
Let me consult my agent. Yo, betrayal.
Am I your agent now, or am I still? JR, no one else is in the room with us.
Yes, there is. Mr. Bongs. Betrayal.
Listen to me, JR. Your career, no one wants you. You were terrible in the finals. Everyone's over the fact that you're good, JR, not bad JR anymore. We know you were clubbing in Cleveland. You found that one club that everyone hangs out at. JR, we're going to give you basically diddly squat. We're going to make it so you actually have to pay us half your contract back.
BETRA, yo, betrayal.
Okay, so JR, we don't even have to sign you. You can just be out of the NBA next year.
Yeah.
Just sign your name. It's basically charity. We get to write this shit off.
This joke's getting old, so I'll just take my $60 million and be on my way to buy a second tank. Second tank.
What if we pay you $60 million in Monopoly money? In literal Monopoly money.
Can't make it rain with Monopoly money.
Sure, you can have the orange and the yellow money and go crazy.
Can't make it rain with Monopoly money. How am I going to stalk Rihanna?
We were thinking about paying you. Actually, forget the $6 million. We're going to pay you as a janitorial staff member, but let you suit up every once in a while. We got an exception from the NBA to do this. We'll pay you $7.25 an hour.
I get it. You're gonna pay my brother $60 million, and we're just gonna share.
Your brother actually part of this deal is not allowed in the state of Ohio.
Yo. I'm just gonna go to the Lakers.
Anyway, you're welcome. Thank you so much for opting out. It was a dream when you opted out. Do you know what kind of? Do you know the bong hit?
Do what?
Do you need another bong hit?
Do I ever not need another bong hit? That reminds me.
Interview over. Matthew Dellavedova returns to the Cavs on a 1-year, $1.2 million deal. JR will be lucky to get that money, according to Real GM. Man, how do you opt out? I mean, LeBron James screws people over. Like Dwayne Wade is going to get a bunch of money from the Heat. LeBron's like, hey, you should opt out and take less. You're right, LeBron. JR is going to get $6 million. Hey, JR, you should opt out. You're right, LeBron. I'll take less money. LeBron should be like our GM for the Knicks. That's why I don't even want him to play for the Knicks. He should just be our GM because he'll go around being like, Kevin Durant, 1 year, $2 million contract. Okay.
Before we get to our questions, I just want to get on a serious note really quick.
Sure.
Because these are tough times for an NBA player. This NBA player is Josh Smith. He just revealed that it's going to be tough to provide for his family on his new, much lower $6.9 million contract. And I feel really bad for him.
You do know, I don't know if you know this, but his son has a very, very rare condition where he can only eat gold bullion. So it's actually pretty expensive to feed his son.
It does sound a little expensive, but I think you could still probably do that on $2 million.
I don't know. The gold bullion, it's kind of, his son eats a lot of gold. Have you seen his son's kind of fat?
I have not seen. I didn't.
He's
know
packing on the gold bullion.
Okay, well then I.
His daughter eats rare diamonds.
Oh, I didn't know that either. So I retract.
Yeah, sometimes you don't understand. Some guys need this money to really provide for their family.
You know, sometimes I just jump to conclusions without knowing the full picture, and
you know the state of Atlanta. 37% of all kids in Atlanta are Josh Smith's kids. You didn't know that either.
No, these are the kind of facts that ESPN should be reporting on.
Where's our stats guy to verify all this stuff?
It looks like he is going to be on next episode instead.
Okay, no cue for the we're running through stats guys. We have a couple backup stat guys for in the future shows. What have the Knicks done lately?
We have where are they now?
Where are they now, Jay?
Bill Walker, who's now going by Henry Walker, has been waived.
Oh, do I win money if I can guess what team he was on?
Sure.
Miami?
Yeah.
Nice. Do I win a New York Knicks podcast t-shirt?
You do, yeah.
So Knicks signed Wesley Saunders and Darion Atkins. Mm-hmm. If you didn't know who they are, don't bother learning because they probably won't be on the team this year.
Well, I mean, Darion Atkins did put up 3 points and 2.9 rebounds in Vegas.
Yeah, So the big news, I guess the quote unquote bigger news is what's his name signed with Dallas. I don't know if this is big news, but
Dalembert?
No, Maurice Nador. Wait, is Dalembert still back in the NBA?
Yeah, he signed with Dallas.
What? Phil Jackson said he was falling asleep in meetings, and Dallas is like, ka-ching!
Mark Cuban's just panicking. He's like, anybody over 7 feet? Do we have the phone number of anybody, literally anybody over 7 feet?
Maybe he figures like, hey, those post-game meals, there's too much food left there. Felton can't handle it all by himself. We need Dalembert. What the hell? They signed Maurice Nador, who his big claim to fame was having one pretty good game in Summer League, which is automatically, that gets you a 3-year deal in the NBA, right?
If you're a panicking Mark Cuban, yes.
Yeah, the Knicks probably, like Nador even said it was the dream come true, as if he won the lottery, because he was like, "Oh, is anyone this stupid? Thank you, Mark Cuban." It's like they went on Shark Tank, and the sharks were like asleep, and just woke up and go, I'll bid on it." Are we upset we lost Nador?
I mean, it would have been intriguing. I would have liked to have at least seen him on the training camp roster.
He was undrafted. Not that that means everything, but he'd only look good in like a summer league game. He'd even look good in all the summer league games.
That is true. That is true. I mean, we're getting upset about a guy who would have been like 14th man on the team.
Yeah, we're like, oh God, we don't have the door. Who else? How are we gonna get someone else not to play for us ever? Yeah, who cares? He's gonna play as much for us as this Darion, Atkins, or Wesley, Saunders. Of course, when this guy goes on to go make the Hall of Fame, I'll be really pissed.
Yeah.
What else is going on next world, Jay? What's going on in the NBA?
There is not much going on in the NBA. All the crazy contracts happened last.
Did you hear Sir Insider got a job with the NBA?
He did.
Yeah. Well, you want to cut to it?
Yeah, sure. Sir Insider, you're moving up in the world, huh?
Good day, Judge. Good day. I don't remember your name. You're one of the little people, and I forgot my accent. I'm not sure what accent I put on for the show, but could you please address me as Sir Duke Insider?
Sir Duke Insider. Why?
That's my full name as of recently.
Why the promotion?
Why the promotion of what?
To Duke.
Because Sir Duke, I'm a Lord. Actually, Sir Lord Insider. I like that better.
Do you want to explain your new claim to fame?
I got a role with the NBA. Now I work at ESPN and the NBA, and I am. Do you want to know the promotion I'm leading for the NBA?
Yeah.
The NBA now will, if you want to view an NBA game, you have to pay $6.99
for a package.
A package of 4 quarters
For $6.99.
So any NBA game you want to watch at any time, as long as it's not in your blackout home district, for $6.99 you can watch all 4 quarters.
Pesos?
No. It's $6.99. You can watch all 4 quarters. So $7 watch an NBA game. It's a lot cheaper than going to the game, especially because these are out of market games, so you'd have to fly. So it's almost like if you had to fly. Let's say you want to watch a Laker game. So you're going to have to fly to LA. That's going to be like $300. Plus you have to stay at the Waldorf. That's going to be like, I don't even know if it's the Waldorf in LA. I'm going to assume that's like $1,000 a night. And you have to eat at restaurants, another $1,000. So that's like $2,500 there. And we're giving it to you for $7.
This is happening. This is a real thing.
Oh, yeah. It's a real thing. Plus, there's more.
Oh, okay. I thought that was
So
it.
sometimes I've noticed that people like to talk about basketball teams that are not in their hometown. Like some people here will be Oklahoma Thunder fan, and they want to tell their friends about being an Oklahoma Thunder fan.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can do that for only $4.99 a month.
Well, you're charging people to talk about teams?
Yeah, you don't have to pay any kind of copyright costs or trademark infringement. You can tell all your friends about the Oklahoma Thunder for only $4.99 a month. You'll still get to talk about your home team for free for a limited time. So you guys are doing a New York Knicks podcast, and that'll be free for a little while. But if you start talking about the Sixers, the Lakers, we'll send you bills.
So we can't do our cutting down the Nets bit anymore? What about
do you want to give me your credit card number now?
I'd rather not. This is some shocking news, and
well, the NBA needs money. We have to feed our families.
That's true. You and Josh Smith are really hurting.
Yes, exactly. So you could, if you want to find out more about it, we have an article over at ESPN. Guess everything the NBA could charge for. It's $3.99 for the article.
Wait, so you're going to charge to tell us how to go about not getting fined by your charges?
Yes. There's a whole rules regulation section about what you get charged for, what you don't get charged for, and it's a simple low rate for that to see that article.
Can't you just tell me for free?
I can't give away content. Our writers are working night and day on this stuff. So also at ESPN, we have a breaking story about when the NBA season will start.
Doesn't it start pretty much the same day every year?
But do you know what day that is?
Tuesday.
I don't know. I haven't read the article yet, but our investigative team wrote the article. And by the way, also, since they now have both two dual roles, ESPN and the NBA, we will.
Mm-hmm.
If you subscribe to both ESPN Insider and pay lots of money to the NBA, we're giving away like prizes this year. Like, do you want to find out what NBA stands for? You'll get to if you pay our gold package.
Well, how much is your gold package?
Our gold package is I don't know how much you got in your wallet now.
Oh, so it's like a rolling fee. Depending.
Sure, I think you seem good for what, like a $110 a month.
Literally $1.10. Yes.
No, $110. That's our gold package.
I think
you'll get to find out what the player's stats are.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to know how many points a game Kobe Bryant's averaging? You don't have to watch all the games and do the addition yourself. We'll give those stats away if you get the gold package.
There might be some customer willing to do that, but I think you got the wrong audience right now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Insider.
Okay. Also, if you want to play basketball, we have a nice. That's only $10 a month to actually play basketball. But if you're kids under 10, get to play basketball for free.
You've gone mad with power.
It's just capitalism.
Free market, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I think that one was a little long.
A little long.
I think that one was a little too long.
A little long. We're going a little off the wheels here. Not much is going on.
Listen, guys, there's nothing going on. We got to pad the show a little.
Rakeem Christmas signs 4-year deal with the Pacers.
Okay, let's go to questions.
You don't want to see the big deals on Real GM right now? Cavs trade Brendan Hayward, Mike Miller to Blazers or something. I'm not going to click on the article to find out. Magic acquire Shabazz Napier from the Heat for the future second rounder.
Yeah, but those future second rounders.
So remember Shabazz? Remember Napier was like, "Oh, we'll just draft Napier and LeBron will stay." The following year, they're like, "Here, Magic, give us a second rounder for Napier because he's an asshole. He sucks. We still don't have LeBron."
Actually, that second rounder is so protected that they'll never see it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like top 56 protected or something insane.
Top 60 protected?
Yeah, top 59 protected.
I didn't even know you can get a protected second round pick.
Oh yeah, you can protect whatever you want.
What? How insane do you have to be to get like a protected second round pick?
I don't know. Maybe you don't. It could end up the 31st pick.
Yeah. Okay. Go to questions. Okay. There's nothing else going on. I know we haven't done a show in a little while, but I don't know. Everyone already knows anything else we've missed out on.
Lorenzo writes, seeing as how popular the podcast T-shirts have been, I feel Jay should spend more of his hard-earned money on other merchandising ideas. I'm thinking a talking Jay or Mark doll in the same vein as a talking Krusty doll. Mark's phrases when you pull the string, attend Kuompo, Mark's butchered version. Sir Insider voice, if you want me to comment, you'll need to subscribe $19.99 a month. And I wish Captain America would hop in his Batmobile and F back to planet Krypton. And then mine would be F baseball. At night, I think of James Dolan and cry myself to sleep. And dear Larry Legend, it's me, Jay. We thank you for this bounty of food we are about to eat. Amen.
I like that one best.
Yeah, that was a good one. All right. Thank you, Lorenzo.
We got a review on iTunes.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
We got I forget. July 7th. We did a show on July 7th. You know, I don't know if this one's from last show, this show, but true New York Knicks fan, great show, 5 stars. I just started listening to this podcast about 2 months ago, but it's become one of my favorites and the only Knicks podcast that I listen to. Jay and Mark are a great duo who keep it real about the Knicks players and organization. Keep up the good work, guys. Only thing missing is a good stats guy. Let's go Knicks.
We like that one so much, we read it 2 episodes in a row.
Oh, is it? Oh, whatever. And then by Sunny Mazzaglia, love the podcast, 4 stars. Jay needs to speak up. Can hardly hear him. Grab your balls and speak up. I would think grabbing my balls would make me speak. I don't think that would help me, but Jay, grab your balls for the rest of the show.
If anybody else noticed that problem, if it hasn't been fixed this episode, please let me know. It should be fixed.
Speak up. Grab your balls, Jay.
I'm grabbing.
Grab them. Grab them. More emails?
Yes, we have more emails. We are nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. Lorenzo writes, you know the scene at the end of Terminator 2 when Arnie says he cannot self-terminate and he's lowered into the vat of boiling metal? I just fantasized that fake Jason Terry was being lowered down into the same manner.
Someone doesn't like Jason Terry.
No, he's very, very adamant that we don't do fake Jason Terry anymore.
Yes. I'm not going to jump in and do one, so go on.
After listening to the latest podcast and Mark's potty mouth, it had me thinking about your demographic. Do you guys know the age range of your listeners? Do kids listen to podcasts? I picture a kid that's 10 or 11, and he's like, Daddy, what does it mean to beat off? Also, what is a hard-on, and how do I get one of these? The guys on the Knicks podcast are always talking about it.
I think if you're cool with your son just downloading anything he wants from the internet and asking you about it, then you're fine with those questions.
Yeah, we could tell how many people are listening, but we really have no idea the age or any of the demographics. We can kind of tell like where they're being downloaded from, like if it's off of iTunes or something. But as far as ages, we have no clue. We actually, it's as far as I could tell from these demographic statistics. I have some statistics you don't have, Jay.
Oh. Our listeners span between people with minimal grade school education all the way to people with PhDs. Mm-hmm. It's men ages 7 to 70, height 2 foot to 8 foot, and all women on the planet.
Did you get your stats from Sir Insider?
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know a stat guy to correct me, so that's what I'm coming up with.
Okay. Thank you again, Lorenzo. Andrew writes,
do you have
what?
We have it's not like we have enough listeners to be like. I think our core audience is people that like the Knicks enough to go to iTunes and search and do a Google search on iTunes and do an iTunes search for Knicks. That's our core audience. That's our demographic.
You're probably right on that one.
Okay.
Andrew writes, sometimes boos can be just that, meaningless noises by fans that don't and shouldn't have too much of an impact on a player one way or another. Porzingis heard his fair share of them in the night of the draft, but sometimes boos are more than just boos. Frederick Weiss heard his fair share as well on that infamous draft night in 1999, which started as boos spiraled out of control into complete derailment for the French giant. Since the Knicks drafted Weiss at number 15 in 99, he hasn't played in a single NBA game, is continually and infamously shunned and booed by the entire Knicks fan base, became an alcoholic, had a child born with autism, separated from his wife, tried to commit suicide by consuming 10 sleeping pills at one time, only to wake up after. He now owns a tobacco store in Spain after retiring from professional basketball in 2011.
I didn't read the article, so I really appreciate the summary. I never got around to reading the Frederick Weiss article, but now I know what's up with him. Where are they now? Owning a tobacco store.
A really sad story, but let's hope Porzingis rewrites history and helps us forget what once a white European stereotype.
Jay, I have a question for you. How do fans show their displeasure with Carlos Boozer?
By booing him, right?
Yeah, but then he's like, yay, they're cheering for me. I think the key is to have a last name that has the word boo in it. Or an ooh sound, so you don't really know if fans are booing you or not. Was that the point of the article?
We're saying boo earns.
Yes, exactly.
Let's see. P.S. I almost died of laughter hearing Mark call Thanasis Atenkwampo Greek salad repeatedly last show due to his inability to actually pronounce his real name. By far the best nickname thus far.
Sweet Greek salad. We have to talk. Is he going to be on the roster?
TBD. It's not looking good.
Well, I don't understand who's going to be on the roster. Why is Ricky Lito on the roster?
I don't think I'm a big fan of Ricky Lito or even Lance Thomas on the roster.
I don't mind Lance Thomas. I don't understand. So Shved, who I guess it's been a show since we didn't do last time we recorded, Shved still could have been a Knick.
Oh right, yeah. Shved signed the richest European League contract right now. He's
making like $12 an hour. I don't understand. So last season, Shved played, looked really good for the Knicks. Ricky Lito played and reminded you that Shved looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yet Shved's now playing in Europe, and Ricky Lito apparently has a guaranteed spot on the roster.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And Shved wanted to play for the Knicks, and they just were like, nah, we don't feel like paying you. I don't understand that.
We have all this money we could pay you, the $2.5 million, but we'd rather just not use it.
And it's not like Shved's old. He's pretty young.
He's like 26. The Knicks just didn't use the money. They haven't signed anyone.
Right.
They signed Darion Atkins or whatever. They have this $2.5 million they can spend, right? Am I wrong about this?
I'm pretty sure they do.
And they've not used it on anyone. I don't know, maybe there's some reason it carries over till next year, but I'm tired of hearing about next year or next offseason. Why would you not sign him? It's not like we were flush with guards.
Right. That was... I seriously, I don't understand what was going on in that case.
One injury, and the dude got to the basket. He got to the basket and got to the foul line. Sorry, is that too? We have too many guys that do that?
He was probably our best guard on the team last year.
Not even probably. I mean, who else did we have? It was him and Galloway. Galloway was a better defender, but he was the best offensive player. The team won 17 games.
And honestly, Galloway faded after his hot start too.
That's true. His defense always stuck. He's not a great shooter.
He's a bad shooter.
Oh yeah, he's a bad shooter. You know who's also a bad shooter?
Everyone else on the team?
That's true. That guy we almost drafted from China.
Oh, Moutier?
Moutier did not look good shooting in the summer league.
No, he shot 29%?
Yeah, that's not great for summer league.
No, and I'm also really worried about guards who can't shoot free throws.
Yeah, that's why I never wanted to draft. As a guard, that should be you should be good at shooting. I don't know. At least when no one's guarding you and everyone's just standing around, you should be able to hit some shots.
I agree.
So right now we have Grant, who could be very good. I mean, if we have one injury, we're going to be really short at guard.
And we're going to.
I mean, Calderon is already scheduling his 12 games in. I'm out for the rest of the season vacation.
Right.
You're like, oh, I want to schedule something. Are you for vacation? When are you free, Calderon? Well, I'll be out most of February at least. Maybe March, April, November. Yeah, those are my injuries. So we have Calderon, whatever. We have Grant, who rookie, 19th pick. That not necessarily means starter in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Though he's looked good so far. We have who else? We got Galloway. We got and who can't shoot. But plays in defense. We got Aflalo, who's hopefully league average guard, which is pretty good for us. And we have Ricky Lito.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, well, Ricky Lito has a high ceiling. That's great. He's not. He's got a lot, really far to go because right now he's terrible.
Anthony Randolph had a high ceiling.
That worked out.
Who's still 24? I feel like that guy never ages.
Yeah, actually, where are they now? Anthony Randolph, 24 forever. Yeah, it's true. Every time I look him up, I'm like, wow, how is he still so young? I think I've aged 10 years since he was on the team.
Seriously, he was on Golden State in like the 90s.
I'm kind of worried about that. I feel like we need another guard really badly.
Yeah, I think we're going to kind of be like, I wish we had Shved in like early January.
You know who was the guy? Marshall. Kendall Marshall's a free agent still. Am I right about that, or do you have no idea?
Yeah, I would take him.
Yeah, but apparently the Knicks aren't even like talking to him.
That's interesting.
He's talking to Dallas. I mean, not Dallas, Minnesota. He's talking to Minnesota. Either way, like, why are the Knicks not signing another guard?
They're
In the
holding
triangle, you don't need someone that plays every position. There are only three. There are three sides to a triangle, so we only need three positions.
We need the guy who plays isosceles.
The guy that plays
Equilateral.
You know two more triangles than I do.
And the guy who plays the third type of triangle.
Yes. Thank you. High school geometry. That is the Pythagorean theorem for you. So we have a bunch of guys to play guard. We're so screwed at guard, and we have a bunch of like I don't know. I can see this team like having some issues.
You think?
Yeah. I don't. Is Porzingis supposed to be our center?
No. He's supposed to be our power forward.
Is he supposed to play? I thought he was supposed to shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
He didn't do that in the summer league. He didn't even look like he wanted to.
Well, Phil said that teams don't win with 3-point shooting.
Right. I thought we drafted him. Now I didn't mind. He looked pretty decent during summer league, and so I'm not like. He seemed like he has some potential. So I still don't think he was the best pick in the world, but I could see like he's worth a shot, and whatever we have him. But I thought his big thing was I'm a 3-point shooter. I'm a natural shooter or whatever, and I can drain shots from the arc.
He can.
Right? Is he going to do that? He didn't stand out there. He wasn't waiting. And anytime someone gave him the ball outside the arc, he was like, "Here you go, take it."
Not part of the triangle plan.
He was playing down low, like he was gonna like he was like Shaq.
Phil doesn't like that.
He didn't look that bad down low. He made some shots, and like he made some mid-range shots, and he could dribble. He could. He didn't look. He didn't have the Gallinari like super awkwardness when he was driving either.
Right.
Did you think he looked super awkward? I thought he looked kind of like he had like there was some fluidity to his drive.
Yeah, no, he looked like he knew what he was doing.
He weighs 12 pounds, which should hurt him in the NBA. But he didn't look that bad. He didn't look that bad on defense. He had some Manute Bol-esque blocks.
I still think
I'm just tall. My hand's up there.
Yeah, I still think the whole he's too light is overrated.
Yeah, well, I guess he's going to put on some weight, though. I feel like they say that about so many guys, and not everyone puts on weight, or
Most
not everyone
players do.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he looked better than I expected on defense.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good.
I feel like he's kind of our center, though. Not our center. He's not. I know Robin Lopez is their center, but I feel like he's going to be on the court, kind of playing center. Like I feel like he's going to be our backup center. That's.
See, here's the thing. I think he's going to be taking a lot more threes when he's on the court with Robin Lopez.
That's true. Maybe that's true.
Because the spacing is not going to work if they're both standing under the net.
I think he's going to play like 20 minutes a game, 15 to 20 minutes a game.
Yeah,
maybe.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to contribute this year. It'll be interesting. I'm very curious to see him against actual NBA talent, not just summer league. But I don't know. It looks like there's a lot to work with, I guess. Anyone else you have comments from the summer league?
No.
Grant, no.
I mean,
Kyle Quinn.
No.
Okay.
Kazim writes, I just want to start off by saying I am not a fan of this bi-weekly podcast. Makes my weekly hour commute boring, and I love hearing you guys talk about the only team that matters. With that being said, I am sick and tired of the Melo bashing. Have you seen the roster ever since Melo has been here? Why can't the front office just get up off their asses and bring in more talent as promised for him so Melo can do what he does better. It's that simple. Also, since you guys are severely lacking in the stats guy department, I wouldn't mind auditioning for... Oh, okay. Well, we have one next show, and then we have one for the show after, and then you could be the one after that.
Just send us another message, and we'll have you the stats guy.
This is
Jay. The reason we're doing bi-weekly is Jay likes being bi. He. And the Melo, you know what? Is this roster about as good as it's ever gotten for the Melo on the Knicks?
Oh, he also says Team Mark is the best team in the league.
Yes.
That's 2 emails in a row with Team Mark. I don't know.
Yeah. So people who are Team J oriented, if you write Team J, we'll assume like Jay, you're bi.
Wow. Okay. So here's the thing. You said Melo should have more help, and our big thing when we bash Melo is saying how he forced a trade when he could have signed as a free agent and then took a max contract when he could have not, like he said he was going to do.
Well, here, forget that. Forget the bashing. Let's move forward. Do you think this roster, I mean, this roster's a lot better than last year's roster for Melo.
Right, but it's, by all means, this isn't like a good roster.
We've surrounded him with average players.
Right.
He hasn't been surrounded by average players the entire time here.
No, I would say that's not true.
Really?
Yeah,
so,
the team that won 54 games had Tyson Chandler
and
a less washed up Amari.
So you do remember the part of the season we were bad was the part that Amari was healthy.
That is true. Okay. Well, we had Tyson Chandler and
obviously that team was better, no question. But we also had a lot of old guys who just happened to come together.
Right.
Jason Kidd, I think, actually got younger since he left the team. We had Camby, who never played. We had what was left of Rasheed Wallace. We had
Kurt Thomas.
I mean, it really was. We had Ray Felton, and we were kind of rooting for him. We had.
Okay, I get it. It wasn't a great team, but
J.R. Smith was our number 2 scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to have J.R. Smith back? He's a free agent.
I'm not even going to entertain that with an answer.
But I'm not saying this is that. I'm just saying that obviously we've done a pretty shitty job of surrounding with talent, but he shouldn't be that unhappy with the team he has now. Like they should be played better. He should be kind of happy with his team. Not thrilled, you got me some superstars, but hey, you got me something to work with.
I mean, considering the cap situation at the beginning of this season, I think Phil's done a great job of putting together as good of a team as you can get with the situation he had to work with.
I want to see this year Melo hustling on defense. I want to see, and I think that since he's now surrounded by a bunch of guys that are going to play defense, he's going to have to play defense as well. And I want to see him playing a little more team basketball, which he should be a little more comfortable passing the guys because he has a little more talent around him again.
Right. I mean, I still think we would be way better if we got a more reliable shooter. We don't have a lot of shooters on the team.
We have Porzingis.
Yeah, he's literally the only guy who could hit a 3.
Calderon actually is pretty good from the 3-point land.
Yes, but he plays 40 games a season now.
Yeah, I'm just saying when he's healthy. You're right. We don't have that many guys that can shoot. I don't know. The team's obviously not perfect. The team's obviously going to have some growing pains. But I don't know. I guess it's not even bashing. I'm just saying the team's better than last year, which is not saying much. The team also last year, with and without Melo, was about just as bad. Melo should have... whatever. He's healthy this year, hopefully. And hopefully he plays some goddamn defense.
I want him to be good. The team's
going to be a lot better in defense than last year.
I would like to not bash Melo. We'll see. If he gives us a reason to cheer for him, we'll cheer for him. It's not like I want to sit there and be like, oh, Melo sucks, blah, blah, blah. But
Jay and I watched it. What was it, 63 points? Was that his big game?
Yeah.
We watched that game together, and we were just cheering Melo. We were like, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We want Melo to succeed. We want the Knicks to succeed. I'm moving past the whole he disassembled the roster. What are you going to do? And I'm moving past the whole he didn't take. Let's just say he took $5 million less.
Mm-hmm.
You think we would have signed? What would we have done with the money?
I've said this before. I don't think the team would have been great. I just don't like saying you're going to do something and then not, and then complain that you don't have help.
Well, I mean, he was hoping that. I mean, last year the Knicks, forgetting how much money he took, the Knicks surrounded him with a terrible roster. He's gone through a rebuild. At this point, the Knicks should only be going up, and so as long as they're getting better and better, he shouldn't complain.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever. He's got a brand, Jay.
He
You can't be on a
brand.
losing squad with a brand.
That is true. He's got a brand to protect.
Yeah, exactly. What's more important, your happiness, like the Knicks winning, or his brand?
That's true. I'm going to root for Melo's brand from now on.
Yeah. What is he doing with that brand, by the way? Like, does he put it on stuff? I know he has some kind of venture capital thing, which I guess I'm not going to ever, not that I need to find. Like, is it going to be sunglasses by Melo? Oh, hey, Sheila, that purse looks really nice. It's a Melo.
I guess.
I don't know what's it means his brand. The Expendables, starring Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Mello.
I honestly don't know what his brand is yet. Maybe he's still building it, and then it'll just happen organically.
Like, is he sings like pouting around me like, how the fuck does Chris Paul get those damn State Farm commercials?
Yeah, he's probably pissed that everyone else has a lot more commercials.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin has like 40 commercials.
Blake Griffin jumps over stuff.
Derrick Rose has zero personality, and he has commercials.
Yeah, why doesn't Melo have any commercials? What is Melo? What could we sell him on anything?
I mean, well, we could have him on. That could be his brand.
Yeah, why don't you come on the next podcast?
I'm the max contract guy who does local podcasts.
Yeah.
It'll look good for charity.
How about like a rider deer, like a rider lawnmower, and Melo will be like the Melo for when you want to kind of cruise on defense.
I would like to see him in a farmersonly.com commercial.
You're really big into that dating site, huh?
I think it's the funniest dating site ever.
What about like a dating site, like niche dating sites for different teams, like nickfandating.com?
That could work.
Do you guys, the guys in the audience, think this is a good idea? Would you like to date another Knick fan? You could date a female Knick fan. It'll be okay.
All right, let's move on. I think I fixed the audio again, so make sure you let me know if it's fixed. Thank you.
You know, when you're voting Team J or Team Mark, I think a lot of the voting involves who you can actually hear.
I think you should vote for the person that just is able to fix stuff.
I get no votes, and that's unfair. Go on, Jay.
Let's see. On Twitter, Alex writes, so Shved goes back to Russia. What do we do now? Will we be okay? Who's left? We are at NY Knicks Podcast on Twitter.
I would think there'd be some rumors of the Knicks being involved in trying to get anyone.
It looks like they're trying to just get a bunch of unknowns, see if they work out in training camp.
That's training camp every year for every team. Every team invites like 3 guys that will never make the NBA.
Knicks don't usually do that. Knicks usually
the difference in the Knicks is they invite those 3 guys. Then they're like, Travis Ware, you're going to be in the NBA this year.
P.S. You're going to start and play a ton of minutes.
P.S. In Game 3, you're going to guard LeBron.
Yeah.
You'll be cut and never be on the team again. Like, it's the Landry Fields, Travis Wares that are like complete ridiculous players. That the Knicks are always like, oh, you have no skills. You want to be in the NBA?
Yeah, then we put way too much pressure on them and then complain when they're not like superstars.
What I don't understand is why isn't Toronto giving out a big contract to Travis Ware yet?
I don't know. We should put out some feelers and make it sound like we're going to sign him because apparently they only sign guys that they think we're going to sign.
Yeah, I heard Travis Ware might get a max deal. No, not Galloway. It's worked out. I just would think maybe they're waiting to see like who's left, like some like veteran. But there's still a bunch of free agents left, and seeing maybe they can get a deal on someone that's looking for a bigger.
I think they're waiting for people to start getting nervous and willing to accept less.
But is there that many? Like, who's left? Read the next question. I'm gonna look this up because we don't have a stats guy.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, well, that was amazing. Okay, it's 2015 NBA free agent stat tracker. And this is, let's see who's left. Have you heard? Oh, view available. That would be much more helpful. You know, Quincy Acey signed with another team.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
He's on the Kings, right?
Yeah. What the hell? The Kings, like, they started the summer being like, oh, good draft pick. They're looking good, and then they just like signed Bargs. Or did they get when the Nets got Bargs? I don't know what the Kings. The Kings are. I don't know if they're looking really. They got who the Kings got.
Every crappy ex-Nick is either on Brooklyn or the Kings.
So let's see. We got Darrell Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Michael Beasley.
I'd take a chance on him.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I can't believe how young he is. How old do you think he is?
24.
He's 26. I mean, not that like he's 26. He's been in the NBA, I feel like, forever.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, also, here we go. If you want to boo a guy, but make it sound like you're cheering him, we can get Carlos Boozer. He's a free agent.
Yeah, let's not do that one.
Elton Brand. Will Bynum, which I thought was... It always looked kind of good against the Knicks.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's only good against the Knicks.
Yeah, it's hard. I only really watch the Knicks, so it's hard. Landry Fields. They bring him back. The Knicks podcast ends.
I love Fields.
He sucks.
Yeah, but he's got a great personality.
No, he's got like a hot girlfriend. That's all he's got.
No, he did that awesome video where
he
was
made a
like,
video for a model. That's wonderful. We should only sign guys who are like part-time comedians.
Yes, why not? If we're not going to win anyway.
Chuck Hayes.
He's still alive?
Yeah, I was surprised too. I kind of want to guard. We didn't sign Lou Edmondson? I thought we signed him.
We agreed. He didn't officially sign.
Oh, okay. Norris Cole. I would take Norris Cole.
He is probably pissed that he had his first NBA season without winning a championship.
Fuck this. Ben Gordon. Again, podcast ends if we sign Ben Gordon.
Yes.
Let's see. Justin Hamilton. No, I don't want him. I don't even know who half these guys are.
Yeah.
Oh, you want Jerome Jordan? You know he was on Brooklyn last year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every crappy ex-Nick is on Brooklyn or Sacramento.
What the hell are they doing? John Lucas III. Not a terrible point guard. People were talking about the Knicks getting Andre Miller. Only been in the league for 16 years. He could be not the worst backup guy to get. Like
he's never injured ever.
He wouldn't be a bad guy to be like on the court coach for Grant.
Yeah, no, I'd totally be fine with that.
Jameer Nelson.
He's kind of washed up, but I guess if he's only playing like 20 minutes, 15 minutes a game.
You know Jameer Nelson's only 25?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's 33. I thought I was going to get you on that one. Luke Riddenauer.
Sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet. Glenn Robinson III signed a 3-year deal with the Pacers. Glenn Robinson III has done nothing in the NBA.
I found that to be a really funny contract.
That is really weird. There's Ish Smith.
Mm-hmm.
His name sounds too much like J.R. Smith to sign him. Turkoglu hasn't retired?
No. He was on the Clippers last season.
Why do they list Travis Ware as a center?
I could not tell you.
And Dorell Wright. I guess of this list, I would really go for... I'm either going old with what's his name? The 39-year-old. Andre Miller. Or... it's not much here.
No, there's not. I would... Yeah, Andre Miller would be good.
Andre Miller wouldn't be bad. That's really it. There's not much left.
No. I think they're thinking there's going to be a buyout.
Oh. Maybe it's a buyout. That I would be okay with. Someone... This list is terrible. Oh, you know who's he retired. Sean Marion.
Don't even get me started on that.
You know, it's breaking. Sean Marion didn't sign with the Knicks.
It's official. He'll never be a Knick.
First Larry Bird, now it's just like it's like one tragedy after another for you.
It's been tough times.
Yeah. Okay.
Facebook.
Move on. Okay, so Facebook. Daryl writes, "What about your thoughts on Phil's thoughts about J.R. Smith in the article? Did it make you feel sorry for him?" So apparently J.R. was going. Phil, his last show gave some his real thoughts on some of the players. He said Dalbert was falling asleep in meetings. J.R. Smith was really down, not playing well, and apparently he had going through tough times. I don't remember what was the deal. What was J.R. Smith going through?
They didn't really say.
Okay, I thought I missed it, but maybe he was still bummed about his brother. Did you know my brother's still not in the NBA? It's messed up. This economy. Obama, why can't you get him a job in the NBA?
Do you know Rihanna still won't sleep with me?
Do you know I get tickets every time I drive my tank?
Yeah, no, I do not feel bad for JR.
Yeah, no, I don't feel bad at all. I'm glad. I feel bad for him just because he was dumb enough not to opt out with Cleveland. Alex writes, "Do the Knicks need another point guard?" Yes.
Yes.
I like what I've seen from Darion Grant, but rookies tend to contribute little to overall team success, and especially at such an important position. I think starting him would likely be a hindrance to our playoff hopes during a year where we have no draft pick. As well as that, we're generally shorthanded at guard. But would you bring in a 1 and have Calderon, Aflalo, Lito at the 2, or start Grant? Who would you realistically like to come in as a stopgap veteran point guard? Jay, do you want to say it with me?
Sure.
Andre Miller. Where were we on that? Ready? Come on, Jay. Again.
Andre Miller. Are you just stopping in the middle just to mess with me?
Probably. I don't know. The Knicks need more guards. How about we go back in time and sign Shved? I don't. You know, Calderon's going to be injured. You know, either Grant or like Aflalo will be injured. It's the Knicks' luck. We'll have no one playing. Lito's going to start for us, and we'll be like, "Oh, that guy Shved's rocking it in Europe." Yeah, but we got Lito. We didn't know you needed more guards on the roster. Kyle Quinn will be our starting point guard soon. People were like, Porzingis is a good passer. Do you see him in Summer League? He can dribble the ball up. Ali writes, "We let Nador go to the Mavs, which I'm sad about because I like him, but at the same time, I'm extremely happy with Phil. What is impressing me the most is Phil is very financially disciplined. He ain't overspending for nobody, and that is a good thing. Looking back at all the signings this summer, including our draft, what are your thoughts on how we did and how you would improve?" Jay, give a grade.
I would give it a B+.
I'd give it a B because we have a glaring issue at guard that is yet to be addressed.
We do, but like he said, we have not overspent, which is the first summer in all the summers that we haven't overspent.
At least they were all summers since we've done the show, yes. And actually the decade previous also. That is true. I also feel like a lot of guys we could have that got all the money, we probably wouldn't have a chance at anyhow.
Right. I do find the Aldridge thing weird, even though I don't think he would have came anyway. But I just find it weird where he's like, I don't want to play center, and the Knicks are just like, well, we want you to play center and only center.
Well, they probably wanted to pair him with Melo and put Melo at the power forward.
Yeah, but
4.
Not being flexible and saying you could play the 4 and the 5.
Well, they could just say, "Hey, we saw like it's idiotic to bring you as a power forward. So if you agree to do this, then we can make it work."
It's not like they haven't lied about players' roles before. Remember poor Udry?
I don't know. What I find weird also is, so apparently it looked like Aldridge blew the Knicks off, and now reports are coming out, and they want to clarify everything to make sure everyone understands that Aldridge was just like like everyone acted appropriately. The Knicks wanted the center. He didn't want to be. Why do you need to go through and like clarify the story? Who cares?
Well, it's kind of nice to hear that the Knicks weren't like maniacs again.
Who gives a crap? I care about the results. I don't care about the process. I mean, I guess I should care about the process because the process usually is maniac-like for the Knicks.
Yeah.
But I just like they broke it on. It was like on the Knicks blog. It was like on like I think New York Knicks blog. They were like I may have made up a blog there, but it was like the headline of the day was that the feeling was mutual. I'm like, okay,
it's a slow news week.
I know. And I think that the headline the following day was Marc Gasol thinks the Knicks are a good team. He's sorry he couldn't sign with every team in the NBA. I don't know. I hate some of these offseason stories. You're like, who gives a crap? Fine. Aldridge's fine. He didn't want to play.
We're doing an entire podcast of offseason stories.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, I'll give you another one. Actually, that was actually so LeBron actually he almost signed with the Knicks, but the Knicks said you have to play center also.
The Knicks said you have to play on the Knicks.
How about everyone we don't sign, we tell them they have to play center? Like, that's the story. Oh, we would have had LeBron, but we only wanted to play center. We would have had Chris Paul, but he only plays center on our team. So it's not that we missed out on these players. They would have signed because they understand Phil can sign anyone. Right. But they're just not willing to play the position, Phil.
They just didn't see his vision like Phil did.
Yeah. That's only Anthony Davis. He almost before signing that record-breaking contract, the Knicks were in talks with him, but the Knicks were going to have him play shortstop for the Mets, and he said, "I want to keep playing basketball." And the Knicks were like, "Going to play baseball for us on the Mets."
And he was this close to taking a $110 million pay cut
to play for the Mets. Yes, it was close. It was close. Phil put the 11 rings down on the table, and Anthony Davis said, "I'll sign with you, but you have to play shortstop for the Mets." That makes no sense. Okay, then. We'll see you later.
He had to really think about it, though.
It took a little while.
It was tough.
Luke Riddenauer is the guy. Actually, I wouldn't be that either. But I think he actually already signed now because the next question implies that he already signed. Ali said, "We let no, that's not bad. Luke Riddenauer is from the free agents. That's what I was thinking of. We can get Luke Riddenauer. He wouldn't be bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's 34. Okay. Alex writes, Dr. J was told by the Sixers in 2013 they plan to be contending again in 2018-19. Thoughts on possibility of 3 more years of Philly tanking?
That sucks if you're a Philly fan.
Are there Philly fans left?
I mean, if they do, they're super loyal.
You have to be real, to wear a Philly jersey around, and it's like would you just have Nerlens, Noel, whatever? What other jersey would you have right now?
I think that's it. Has anybody else been on the team more than 3 weeks?
Okafor, I guess you get an Okafor jersey.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know they're not going to trade him next year.
Yeah, do you think it's weird when Okafor meets his teammates and he's like, "Oh, do any of you guys buy houses in Philly?" No, we all rent. We all have month by month leases.
Yeah, have you seen their game plan?
You're like, "Oh, your locker rooms, your lockers. You guys don't put pictures of your family up." No, it's we want to make sure it's pretty temporary here, dude.
Especially if you start playing well.
Where do you guys go for post game celebrations? Why would we celebrate? We're on Philly. Okay. What's the vision for the future? Losing. More and more losing. So we can get draft players like you who probably won't play for us very long or hopefully be injured so they don't play for us. And more losing. So how long till I'm a free agent?
All right. Next Facebook.
Next Facebook question. The longest off-season show ever.
Yeah, we're
George writes, "Are you guys glad that Charlie Rosen piece came out in how and why Phil let go of Shumpert Smith and the Hardaway doesn't it feel better that he gave a reason in depth on what the true reason thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that the Knicks, for once, weren't like all secretive.
Yeah, I mean, without that article, I wouldn't have known Shumpert, Smith, and Hardaway sucked. So it's great, great insights. Greg writes, question, have you forgiven him? And he shows a picture of number 54. DJ, do you know who number 54 is?
Hardaway?
I'm thinking this is Charles Smith.
Oh.
Oh, no, wait. Who is this? I don't know. Who's 54 in the Knicks?
We don't know, Greg. Sure.
Costas Mark Jackson?
I don't know. I'm not really mad at anybody unless it's JR, and he wasn't 54.
Number 54? Knicks. And it was... Oh, okay. Why?
Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. Tune in next week when we don't answer that question.
See, that's any potential stats guys, that's a question that would have been for you.
Greg writes, you guys okay with me tweeting various individuals asking them to be guests on your show? Sure.
I like how he asked after he did that to 3 players already.
Sounds good.
I saw him on Twitter. He asked Darion, Grant, Shved, and Porzingis already. Okay.
Keep at it, Greg. Greg, you will be you can be officially the New York Knicks podcast agent. Take us far, man. Greg writes, Space Jam 2 rumors, reactions. I assume, Greg, you'll get us in Space Jam 2?
Yeah, I mean, you're our agent now, so make it happen.
Greg the agent. Okay, the Greg the agent also writes, Mark, imagine your kids watching LeBron on Space Jam. Who's hotter, Kristen Ledlow or Jennifer Lawrence?
I don't know who that first person is.
I will look her up just for the sake of the show.
Okay.
And you want to react to a Space Jam 2? Oh, wow.
I mean, I like the first Space Jam, so I'm down with it.
She's pretty hot. Yeah, I don't really give a crap. It's a car. Like people were like, "Oh no, how could you ruin the sacred Space Jam by having a second one?"
Were people really saying that?
I think people were annoyed that LeBron. They're like, "That's Michael Jordan's territory. How could you can't put LeBron in Space Jam?"
Okay.
I think people were genuinely annoyed.
Wow. There's nothing you could do these days without annoying people.
Yeah, pretty much. Greg the agent writes, favorite on-court NBA fights. How about fights that involve the Knicks?
The fights that involved the Knicks was the one. What was
Stan Van Gundy?
No. The
Morning versus Larry Johnson?
No.
Which one are you thinking of?
Who was the Knicks center on the championship team in the 70s?
Oh,
We're the worst Knicks fans ever.
Willis Reed.
Yes, Willis. The
Willis
one
Reed,
where
yeah.
Willis Reed fought an entire team.
Yeah, I didn't see that though.
It's on YouTube. And
I'm not going to look that up on YouTube.
I did, and it's amazing.
Okay. Greg the agent writes, excited to invade your Brink show. Please post on this page if you're collating questions. Guys, let's support their other show, Brink of Sanity. Loved your episode with Super Bowl commercial ideas. Suppose you win the lottery. What would the concept of how you'd promote the podcast? Yeah, I actually love that episode. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. And also, why don't you like the Brink Facebook one? I mean,
me?
No,
Greg?
Greg. I mean, like as much as we love collating the questions, it's easier if you just like post your questions on the Brink page.
Greg the agent. Greg the agent? If you could be the agent for the Brink of Sanity too, if you act now. Greg also writes, "Happy birthday, Jay."
Oh, we didn't answer his other question.
What was the question?
If we won the lotto, what would we do for Knicks podcast ads?
Oh! I thought he was just talking about. So we win the lottery. How do we advertise the Knicks podcast, Jay? I think we're just gonna do this exact same bit we did in Brink.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. The NBA Finals at the New York Knicks Podcast Center. Like whatever team wins it, we're gonna buy their naming rights to their stadium.
I think it would be funny if we just took out an ad during the Super Bowl, just asking like Jerry and Grant to be on the podcast.
We just we take out an ad that's like, hey, can someone get this question to Porzingis? Hey, we paid $3 million for this 30 seconds. Do you guys know someone that could introduce us to Melo? Yeah, like really lame stuff like that. Or we just take the lottery winnings and we just go James Dolan, $10 million. Tell us everything that happened in the last 10 years. Do you know I'm going to be a James Dolan subscriber very soon?
Oh no!
I just realized it the other day. I'm moving to Long Island on Friday, and we're getting Cablevision. So now, when I insult Dolan, I'll have to be like, "Your Knicks suck, but thank you for my high-speed internet."
Well, I guess it's still better than Time Warner.
Time Warner sucks. I was talking to someone in Long Island, and I was like, "Oh, how's Cablevision versus I guess FiOS?" And they were like, "Oh, they're both not bad out here." I'm like, "Where do you live?" Oh, well, I mean, either one's gonna be a world better than Time Warner. I'm like, "Yeah, thank God." Greg the agent writes, "Christmas." Do you have any more jokes for this lottery winning, Jay?
No. Let's move on.
Do you want to go to NBA Finals brought to you by New York Knicks podcast T-shirts? Buy one. Greg writes, would you trust Becky Hammon on coaching the Knicks? She's the assistant coach for the Spurs.
Yeah, she's probably already better than Fisher.
How do you feel about a woman running the Knicks?
Oh, woman, we don't need broads on our team.
I mean, the Knicks are never going to win every 30 days. The Knicks are going to play really badly because she's going to become what women do every 30 days. I don't know.
Where's she just going to teach the Knicks to iron?
Yeah. They'll be like, hey, Porzingis, why are you baking cakes? And be like, I learned to bake because we have a woman here, and that's what women do. They're in the kitchen.
That's all we do during
all our practices are in the kitchen.
Because that's all she knows.
Yeah. We all now get paid less because we were getting paid like a woman. Do you know why? Do you know why Robin Lopez gets pushed around under the basket?
Why?
Because now he's got a vagina.
Oh boy, this is what happens when you have a woman coach.
Yeah, it hasn't even happened already, and then you already got a vagina. Hey, target demographic, did you like our jokes about Robin Lopez having a vagina? Please write us. Greg writes. Greg the agent writes. Christmas Day game wish list. Mine would be Clippers at Mavs, DeAndre drama, not Knicks Cavs, and Cavs Heat.
I agree with Clippers Mavs. I would say
Cavs Golden State.
Cavs Golden State would be pretty good. Or Houston Oklahoma City.
Knicks Philly. Got to win for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Greg's writes reaction to Nador getting the contract. Greg the agent also writes. Greg's actually responsible for all our questions on the show today. Not much news. How about you both have your Knicks lineup that would go against Shaq's greatest Lakers lineup?
Hey guys, do you mind if I just write your show from now on?
That's fine. He's Greg the agent. What was that thing about Shaq's greatest Lakers lineup? He said he wanted the top 5 all-time Lakers lineup, and they didn't put him in it.
No, they put him in it.
Oh, they did put. I thought they. What was the story?
They put the top 5 players at their position for the Lakers and for the Bulls.
Oh, and who would win?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they cheated and they had Kareem and Shaq in there.
Oh, that's what I was wondering what they're going to do with Kareem and Shaq. So let's look at these two teams, because why not?
And basically Shaq said the Lakers team would beat the Bulls team by 50.
I think the Lakers team would probably win that, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Lakers team here. You got So he said Magic, Kobe, Elgin Baylor, Shaq, and Kareem. I'm not sure. Do they stick Kareem at power forward? What was the?
I don't know. They're clearly both centers.
So someone I work with, their husband's no one listens to this shit. No one, whatever. Their husband's a real estate broker, and you know who he showed an apartment to the other day?
Oh,
Kareem.
really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he told me about it. I was like, his wife didn't know who Kareem was, which was crazy also. But I was like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
This is versus the Bulls team, which is so they have Derrick Rose in that team.
Right.
So Rose wouldn't even show up to the game. That's why they lose by 50.
Well, I mean, Magic's way better than Rose.
Yeah, I know I was selected to the all-time top 5 team, but yeah, I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna go to the game, guys. It's not. I don't get paid for this.
Okay. I don't want to talk to Derrick Rose. Sorry. I'm just not in the mood for him today.
Okay. Jordan, Pippen. It's just a regular Bulls team. That's the real difference. Is Lakers took like teams from different players from different eras. The Bulls are just the '96 Bulls with Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I mean Horace Grant's still in it.
Yeah, no, it's just all they did was replace. I don't remember who the point guard even was on the Bulls, but they replaced that guy with Derrick Rose, and that's just Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Grant. Of course, Lakers would crush them.
I'm pretty sure Prime Shaq is better than Horace Grant.
Yeah. I think the combination of Shaq and Kareem might cause Jordan and Pippen some problems.
Yeah, and who are you having guarding Kareem? Rodman? Come on.
It doesn't make any sense. Shaq is right.
Yeah.
They would crush them.
Yeah.
I mean, I get Jordan's really amazing, but Kobe Bryant's not that much worse.
That would be a bad game.
Yeah, and Magic Johnson's really freaking amazing. They would destroy them. There's no question about that. Okay, so Greg writes, can I audition for the new stats guy role? Greg, I thought you were our agent. What the hell? Philip writes, is it important job?
He asked if we could make a Knicks team to beat that team.
Oh, yeah. Do you mean like beat them in a fight or actual basketball game?
I mean, it would be the same scenario with the Bulls. It would just be our 90s. No, it wouldn't. It would be...
So we can't beat that team, though.
No. It would be like, what?
Ewing.
Clyde.
It gets really sad, okay?
Yeah. Oakley.
Mark Jackson at a point guard. It gets really sad, Jack. Mello.
Yeah.
There's the team. Kind of.
We only have 4 guys. That's the team.
It's an awful, awful team. The Knicks don't have a greater history.
It would be like Bernard
We have
King.
Clyde. We have Clyde, Mark Jackson, Mello, Ewing, and
Bernard King.
And what?
Bernard
Oakley?
King.
Or Bernard King. Yeah, we're going to get crushed by that Laker team.
Yeah.
We're going to get crushed by that Bulls team also, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to get crushed probably by like the greatest like Golden State Warrior team. Okay. Phil writes, is it an important job for this season getting first-round pick for next season? If so, who is bait? We don't have a first-round pick. Oh, he means trade for one.
Yeah. We don't have any trade assets.
Yeah.
It would be great. It would be really great if we could, but there's nobody on the team that anybody wants except Porzingis. Unless Melo says, I demand a trade because he has a no-trade clause.
I don't know. We have a bunch of overseas. We've got that French guy, that other center guy.
You really think we're getting first-round picks?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Grant gets you a point first-round pick. We're not trading for a first-round pick unless you're trading Melo.
Right.
George writes, our summer league team looked pretty solid this summer. Who you like to see turn it up for that next level for our guys?
I want to see Galloway.
Everyone.
Yeah. Galloway and Grant especially.
I would like to see Grant play really well. That would be super helpful. Grant could be really good. George writes, the recent signing of undrafted rookie Wesley Saunders looks like another gem in the rough. He has so many accomplishments, yet no one picked him up in the draft. Very high IQ. This guy may be a steal. Thoughts? If you guys have checked him out. So, Jay, how many guys in the NBA went to Harvard?
1.
Is it Wesley Saunders or someone else?
Jeremy Lin.
Oh yeah. So Saunders, Annecy. I don't know anything about this guy. Do you know anything about this guy?
I know nothing.
Do you think this is a big signing, or it doesn't really matter?
It probably won't matter, but it's worth a shot. I mean, we're not going to know until he starts training camp. I'm all for trying random guys, though. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have spots. I mean, this is probably as good as Ricky Lito.
Great.
So, okay. What did we learn today, Jay?
We learned that the Knicks all-time team would not do so well against other all-time teams.
Do you think there are all-time teams we could beat?
Yeah.
Name one.
Minnesota.
Kevin Garnett. Kevin Love. I don't know. Who else in Minnesota is really good?
Spreewell. It would be like that 90s team.
I know. Kevin Garnett's a pretty big force on that team.
Spreewell, Sam Cassell, and Wally Zerbiak.
With Kevin Garnett and Kevin Love?
Yeah. And
It'd be a tough matchup.
And Rasho Nesterovic.
Sure. What about the Nets' greatest team? Dr. J, Jason Kidd. It would be the 90s.
Kerry Kittles.
Early
Kenyon Martin.
2000s Nets.
Yeah.
Philly. They got Barkley.
They got Barkley. Don't they have Dr. J?
They have Dr. J as well.
Yeah. Already, that's tough.
Yeah.
They have Iverson.
Yeah. I was gonna say Milwaukee, but they got Jabbar for a little while, right?
Yeah.
And they had Moses Malone.
Toronto. We could just pick all the expansion teams.
Yeah, the expansion teams should be able to beat up on.
Yeah.
They got Bargs. We're already we're there. We're gonna beat Toronto. We crushed Toronto. That Vancouver team wasn't even around very long. We beat them.
Yeah, but do you have to include Memphis? Because they
No, not for this process.
Okay. Just for the process of cheating at this
We
game.
would beat the Vancouver expansion team by 50, since the team wasn't even in Vancouver very long.
It would be like Paul Gasol, Cherokee Parks.
Gasol demands to be traded off the greatest Vancouver team. He's like, I don't even want to be around for pretending to be on that team.
Who else? Miami?
Yeah, I think we might lose to Miami's team. They get Wade, Shaq, LeBron, Bosh.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like a pretty good team to me. The Celtics would probably be the Celtics. We probably would. I mean, I know you love them and all. Who else would we beat? I don't even know. Clippers? Gotta be the Clippers.
Maybe the Clippers.
I mean, they got Chris Paul. They got... I don't even know who they got.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of guys who put up stats for bad teams. So I don't have a lot of faith in most of the players.
Mavericks?
You got Dirk, obviously. You got Tyson Chandler. Our knowledge of the teams goes only the last 3 years.
Nash?
You got Steve Nash. Do you get here's the thing? Do you get the Dallas Steve Nash or do you get the Phoenix Steve Nash?
You got to have the Dallas Steve Nash.
So he's going to be not as good as the Phoenix Steve Nash.
Correct.
Okay. It's still a pretty good team. You got Jason Kidd. There very briefly. I guess he doesn't count.
I mean, it does, but you got 38-year-old Jason Kidd.
Yeah. Well, who else do they have that's pretty good?
Jim Jackson.
Don't they have They have a lot of players. They had a lot of players. I don't remember right now.
Maybe we could fully do this if there's absolutely no news sometime soon.
You mean 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Each team's all-time greatest roster. The Orlando expansion team, no shot of beating them. Shaq, Anthony Hardaway, a good Anthony Hardaway, not a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you add in...
It goes way downhill after that, though.
Who plays center, who plays power forward? Shaq and Dwight Howard. You get them both on the roster, right? You can pull what the Lakers did.
Yeah, you'd have to do that. And then you got Grant Hill.
Then you got Grant Hill. And Grant Hill wasn't terrible for the week he played in there.
Right.
Jameer Nelson's your point guard?
No, Hardaway.
Oh, yeah, Anthony Hardaway. That's a pretty good roster right there.
And Scott Skiles?
He can be player coach. Let's see who else. We said Philly. We said who else are we better than?
We would be better than Indiana.
Indiana, Reggie Miller, Rick Smits.
Mm-hmm.
Did they get Paul George?
They might get Paul George, yeah.
Does it count with the guy's only been good for a year or two?
I think you get his best year.
Okay. So you got Paul George is pretty good. Still think the Knicks beat this team.
Yeah, Knicks beat that team.
Yeah, I don't know who else they get that's all that great.
Atlanta. You got Dominique.
I always love watching him.
Kyle Korver.
You got the rest of the squad from this past year.
Yeah.
They must have some other good players that I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I think we should actually research this and do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, if we get a stats guy who could actually fill us in who played for these teams, that'd be helpful.
Send us a top 10 and we'll cut it down to 5. Do all the work for us and then we'll take the credit.
Do all the work for us. If you can do that, then we can hire you out for our real jobs. Do work for us also. Okay. What did we learn today? We learned that we could go really long with nothing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that... You see, I just feel like having Derrick Rose in the all-time greatest, on Bulls team is kind of BS. I get the idea of taking 1 or 2 good years, but Derrick Rose has been injured for so long. Is it fair that he's healthy for this?
Well, he won the MVP 1 year. That still counts.
No, I get that, but for the Knicks, you can say not Eddie. Stephen Marbury had 1 good year.
Yeah, but if that's your all-time best point guard, that 1 good year, then that's still terrible.
Well, whatever.
You're getting mad over a hypothetical game.
I am. Oklahoma. I bet we can beat Oklahoma because they don't get the players from the Sonics.
Okay, well, if you don't count the Sonics players, then yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to make it as hard as possible for the other teams to compete. Okay. Anything else we learned today?
No, I think that's it.
Anyone you want to see in the Space Jam movie? You could pick one NBA player that they forced to put in the movie. Who would you pick?
They forced to do it?
Forced to put him in the movie, yeah. This is an easy answer.
It's got to be Cousins.
No, come on.
JR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Bugs, you ever suck the bong?
Hey, wow. I was getting...
Hey, Bugs, you ever give Mrs. Bugs the pipe?
Daffy, you trying to get the pipe? Okay. All right.
You really had to make a pipe joke right after I made a pipe joke?
Well, because I was trying to think of a female...
I don't know. That's why I said Mrs. Bugs. I don't know. Is there a female character in Bugs Bunny?
I don't know. I was going to say
Pepe Le Pew goes after someone, right?
Yeah, that's whose name I was trying to think of. That cat that he's always trying to rape.
I don't know why it was acceptable to have rape on Saturday morning cartoons.
No.
It's like, oh, Daddy, you know what I learned from this show today? I learned you should eat carrots and force yourself on women. You should grab the women and hold them until they escape and you run after them. That's totally normal.
Yeah, we got our new kids lineup. The first cartoon is about murder. The second cartoon is about rape.
Yeah, they always have the Roadrunner trying to murder the Roadrunner.
Yeah, and genocide, because we'll have the alien, Marvin the Martian, just try and kill the entire planet.
Yeah.
And that'll be our lineup for Saturday morning. It's for the kids.
Yeah.
All right.
The Pepe Le Pew thing was a little fun. I mean, that was the one that was the most you're like... Because the other things were cartoon violence. Pepe Le Pew, you're like, I don't know if this is right, guys, but we'll run with it because it's Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill Cosby approves of Pepe Le Pew. Okay, go. Done.
All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
Cabela's is coming to Northern Virginia with a spectacular new store in Gainesville. Find everything you need for hunting, fishing, camping, and shooting sports, plus much more. Join us for our grand opening celebration Thursday, March 9th at 10 a.m. Be one of the first 500 in line and receive a Cabela's gift card worth up to $500. Plus, a chance to win one of 3 Remington firearms. See store for details. Don't miss Cabela's grand opening in Gainesville, located off I-66 and Highway 29 near Virginia Gateway.